Hello my YouTube friends, this is Beverly from Lucy the Cat channel, and I'm bringing you a video today which is part of a care collab which was started by Nina of Ninja Orchids in Spain. I'm located in Newfoundland, Canada, and so the care collab series are people growing the same plant in different parts of the world, and we talk about how we grow our plants. I grow mine indoors in I call it a sunroom, and other people participating in this particular care collab are Nina of Ninja Orchids and Res Quetzal, who is also located in Canada, but she can fill you in on where she's from. So as far as I know, it's just the three of us. There may be other people added, and I'll put links to their videos in the description of this video. Anyway, the orchid we are doing the care collab on today is Paphiopedilum Spicerianum. And I've had my plant now, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years, probably 3 years. I bought it in Ontario when I was traveling through there. The plant is in bloom currently, and it's been open now, I'd say 3 or 4 days. I grow my plant in leca, and of course that's thanks to Nina of Ninja Orchids. I'm growing the bulk of my collection now. I grow them in leca in a self-watering system. Anyway, I'll show you how my plant is doing in the root department. Oops. I don't know if you can see now. I'm kind of back onto the sun here. Yeah, you can see some roots there and quite a bit of root activity there. See now if I can turn it around. Oops, there we go. And that's the roots I think you could see from the other side, but as you can see, it has some really well growing tips. I use a microfiber wick, which is something that Nina, does when she grows her orchids. And there's only a little drop of water down the bottom of the pot now. I need to refresh that. My plant, I guess you can see on the top there is some mold on the top of my plant, and that happened a little while after I planted it in the leca self-watering. I did boil the leca first, but I guess there were some mold spores probably on the original plant in the original media, which was a bark medium, mostly Orchiada. Anyway, it doesn't seem like the mold is causing any harm to the plant. It appears to me that the mold now is dead. I might have sprayed it, I think, with a little bit of peroxide. But it doesn't seem like it's getting any worse. And it doesn't seem to have caused any harm to my plant, which I'm watching closely. Anyway, my plant has 3, say, fairly recent fans. There's one here which is closest to you, and then there's 2 on the other side. These are newer ones. Of course, the middle one there is currently in bloom. The other one is slightly newer than the one that's in bloom currently. It also has, as you can see over here, a couple of older fans. And you can see this one here has previously bloomed, and I think the plant is starting to reabsorb that fan now. The leaves, they're not looking very pretty, but I left them on to show you because sometimes people seem to think that, the plant is rotting, when in actual fact it's really just reabsorbing the older leaves and putting that energy towards its newer growths. And down here is another older fan, and like the leaf is quite dark, there's no green, not even any yellow left. But I mean, it's not rot. Some people might say, well, it's rotting, but no, it's not. It's just being reabsorbed, and I will be cutting this off in the near future. The leaf on the other side of that same fan is, it's also being reabsorbed and putting the energy towards newer growths, which can bloom in the future. There is a little, I don't know if that would be, I'm assuming it's a leaf. I don't know if it would be anything else or not. It possibly may bloom, but I think it's just a new leaf growing there. Anyway, the bloom itself, it's a very pretty little bloom. It got lots of nice details. You can, I don't know if you can see here on the, you know, it has a bit of fur, sort of, I'll call it a fur. It has nice twisty petals. I believe these are the petals. Could be wrong, I always mix up petals and sepals. Sorry if I'm wrong. It has beautiful color there in the throat area, I'll call it. And then the pouch also is quite pretty. It has a bit of veining, and it has, I can't see it there in the dark, but it does have some beautiful spotting down inside. My plant, I'm not a big fertilizer. I probably only fertilize this maybe once or twice during the summer, mostly because I've had some time constraints, but the plant doesn't seem to suffer, you know, from that. It's doing well. It's in this grow room year-round. It's, you know, in the summertime, you might get a scattered 35 just because the heat builds up from the glass if the sunroom door is not open. I do open windows and let fresh air in, you know, during the summer when it's nice and warm. In the winter, you know, it has gone down to say 12 degrees, maybe even 11 degrees in the room in the winter. I do have in-floor heating, and, you know, the heat does come on, but sometimes in the night, it does drop down a little colder than I'd probably really like. So, back to the bloom again and the details. I got sidetracked there for a minute. I really like how this little hood is. It's quite pretty from the back. It cups up. It takes a few days, but once the bloom is open, it kind of cups up and forms almost a little funnel with some pretty pink coloring to it. And, you know, it's not a hard plant. It's quite pretty from the front. And I guess I'm hoping that one of the other participants in this care collab, you know, for those that are interested, would be able to tell you, you know, where the plants are from, where they grow in nature. But I have to say that to me, it's a fairly easy plant if you just keep it watered, and I don't usually have it in direct sun. It's usually an east-facing window on the shelf there, so it, you know, might get a bit of morning sun, but it doesn't sit where it is sitting right now. I just said have it sat here now so that you can have a good look at it in the nice sunshine. I find the plants always look so much nicer in the sun. Anyway, I think that's about it for me. If you have any questions or anything, you could put it in the comments. And I'd like to thank Nina for inviting me to this care collab, and for Res Ketzel for participating as well. And I hope, you know, you've found some useful information. And as I said, if you have any questions, you know, don't hesitate to ask either one of us. I'll do our best to answer. But certainly it's a worthwhile plant for having in your collection. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.